Section 1.8 is on inverse functions. Let f and g be two functions such that f of g of x equals x for every x in the domain of g, and g of f of x equals x for every x in the domain of f. Okay, so that means if you can plug one function into the other and vice versa, and it equals x, then those two functions are inverses of each other. So it says the function g is the inverse function of f, and it's denoted by f at -1. It's kind of hard to see that little negative sign that's there, but it's f of -1. It's read f inverse. Thus, so f evaluated at f inverse equals x, and vice versa. The domain of f is equal to the range of f inverse. Okay, that's something important you'll have to remember in your problems you're going to be working out. Okay, first example is just going to be to verify that two functions are inverses of each other. So that means first I want to take f and evaluate it at g. So I'm going to take g, plug it into f. So f is 3x plus 2. In the place of x, I'm going to put x minus 2 over 3. And then I want to reduce this. Okay, so if I'm multiplying 3 times x minus 2 over 3, I can divide out my 3's. That would leave me with x minus 2 plus 2, which would just be x. Okay, so we're trying to show that these are inverses of each other. So you first plug g into f, and we get x. Then I'm going to plug f into g, so I want just the opposite. I'm going to take 3x plus 2 and put it in the place of x in the function g. So since it's x minus 2 over 3, it would be 3x plus 2 minus 2 over 3. So I've put that function f of x into g. Then we can reduce. That's going to give me 3x over 3, because I have a positive 2 and a negative 2 that would subtract out. 3x over 3 can divide out the 3's, would just give me x. So by both of these equaling x, that verifies that those functions are inverses of each other. Okay, if you look at number 6, it says the definition of the inverse of a function tells us that the domain of f is equal to the range of f inverse, and vice versa. This means if the function f is the set of all ordered pairs x, y, then the inverse of f would be the set of all ordered pairs y, x. Okay, if a function is defined by an equation, we can obtain the equation for f inverse by interchanging the role of x and y in the equation. So I've given you a list of steps here that you can follow for finding the inverse of a function. So first it says replace f of x with y in the equation, interchange x and y, solve for y. Then you have to determine whether or not that this is actually a function. Okay, if it's not a function, then you stop here, and we say that the function f does not have an inverse. Okay, if it is a function, then we replace the y with f inverse notation, just to show that we have found the inverse of the function. Okay, so you may need to refer back to these notes, to this list, as we work out the problems for finding the inverse.